The sun had just disappeared behind the dark clouds, leaving the sky bruised and gray. 6 friends, Emma, Liam, Sophie, Ryan, Mia, and Jake, walked along a narrow trail in the forest, the kind that seemed alive. Every step cracked twigs beneath their feet, echoing like tiny screams. "Are you sure this is the right way?" Sophie whispered, her voice trembling. Ryan smirked, holding his flashlight high. "It's an adventure, Sophie. You can't back out now." The forest was silent, too silent. No birds, no insects. Just the wind, whispering like it had secrets it didn't want to share. Leaves rustled, but there was no one there. Every shadow seemed to stretch, bend, and twist. The deeper they went, the colder the air became, like the forest itself was inhaling their fear. Suddenly, Mia stopped. "Look there." Through the gaps between the trees, an old, abandoned mansion appeared. Its walls were blackened, windows shattered, and the gate hung crooked on rusty hinges. The place looked like it had been forgotten for decades, but there was something waiting, something watching. Emma stepped forward, her curiosity stronger than fear. "We have to see it. It's unbelievable." Liam laughed nervously. "Unbelievable. It looks like it's alive." A sudden noise froze them. A soft, almost playful laugh echoed from inside the mansion. High-pitched. Female. Wrong. It wasn't human. It was something else. Jake swallowed hard. "Did you guys hear that?" The laugh came again, closer, bouncing off the walls like it had wings. Then a child's cry. Low, desperate, coming from upstairs. Someone, or something, was trapped inside, and it wanted them to come in. Mia shook her head. "We should leave. Now." But curiosity had a grip. Slowly, cautiously, they pushed the creaking gate open. The air changed instantly. Thick, cold, and smelling like wet soil and rot. Shadows crawled across the walls, moving against the light of their flashlights. Emma led the way, stepping inside. The wooden floor groaned beneath her feet, complaining loudly with each step. Liam followed, then Sophie, Ryan, Mia, and Jake. The door slammed shut behind them with a deafening bang, echoing through the empty halls. The first sound hit them like a punch, a loud bell, like a cow's, but distorted and hollow, vibrating through the floor. Then another laugh, this time from the corner, soft and malicious. Their hearts raced. Every instinct screamed to run, but the mansion had already begun its game. From the shadows, faint whispers called their names, one by one. Emma, Liam, Sophie, Ryan. The voices weren't human. They echoed from everywhere and nowhere. They were alive, watching, waiting. Suddenly, a door upstairs creaked open. Out spilled a cold, wet wind that smelled like decay. A child's laugh, then sobbing, filled the room. The friends clutched each other, fear wrapping tight around their throats. "Do you feel that?" Mia asked, her voice trembling. "It's like it's pulling us in." Emma nodded, unable to speak. The mansion wasn't just old, it was alive, and it wanted them. From somewhere deep inside, a sound of dragging feet echoed, then a low groan, then a whisper, almost a hiss. One by one. The air inside the mansion was heavy, suffocating, as if the walls themselves were breathing. The friends clung to each other, their flashlights trembling in their hands. Emma's light caught the staircase, gnarled wood, twisted and blackened as though it had aged centuries in a single night. Liam stepped forward first, trying to act brave. "We should check upstairs. Maybe it's nothing. Nothing." The words sounded foolish the instant it left his lips. From the darkness above, a loud, slow creak answered him, a footstep. One, then another. But they hadn't moved. "Did you hear that?" Sophie whispered, clutching Emma's arm. From the corner, a child's cry ripped through the air. It was raw, desperate, almost pleading. Then, a high-pitched laugh answered it. Female, cruel, echoing across the hall. The friends froze. The mansion was talking, mocking. Suddenly, the floor beneath Ryan's foot groaned. Not just a creak, something alive, deep and dragging, moving under the wood. His foot sank slightly, like the floor had swallowed it. He yelped, trying to pull it out, but a force slammed his other foot down. Something invisible gripped him tight. Emma screamed, "Ryan!" Before anyone could react, a shadow lunged from the hallway, moving impossibly fast. It struck Ryan like a striking snake, wrapping him in darkness. His screams echoed, fading into wet, choking gurgles. Then silence. The others stared, paralyzed. Mia tried to run, but the staircase seemed longer than it had a moment ago. Each step stretched unnaturally. From above, the female laugh returned, closer now, circling them. Sophie turned toward a doorway, hoping for an exit. Inside, the walls seemed to pulse. Faces appeared in the peeling wallpaper, twisted, screaming, staring, then vanished the instant she blinked. A sudden crash behind them. Liam turned to see a shadow of Jake. No, not Jake. Something that looked like him, but moved wrong, limbs bending at impossible angles. It hissed a soundless scream and disappeared into the darkness. Emma grabbed Sophie. "We have to stick together." A slow, rhythmic sound began to echo the mansion's heartbeat. Soft, then louder, vibrating through their bones. The wind from somewhere far off whispered warnings. "Alone, alone." Then the first trap struck. Mia ran toward the hallway. A rope, seemingly from nowhere, shot out and wrapped around her legs. She screamed, spinning helplessly. A shadow reached up from the floor, dragging her down into a black stain that appeared suddenly, like liquid shadow. She vanished with a shriek that tore the air. Emma and Sophie froze, watching. Liam tried to grab her, but the hallway itself seemed to twist, turning against him. Every wall, every floorboard moved subtly, a living maze. From upstairs, the child's cries escalated. Then came the bell, a deep, hollow toll, ringing through every corner of the house. But this time, it was close, just behind Emma. She spun, and there it was, Ryan's face, pale, twisted in silent terror, eyes blank, mouthing something she couldn't hear. Then a loud crack, like bone breaking, and he vanished into the floorboards. Sophie screamed, holding Emma's hand tightly. It's alive. It's killing us." Emma nodded, shaking. "We have to survive somehow." Suddenly, from deep in the mansion, a voice, slow, deliberate, dripping with malice, spoke. "Only one may leave, only one." The friends froze. The mansion itself had spoken. Not whispers, not laughter. Words, clear, deadly. Every heartbeat pulsed like a hammer. Silence fell for 2 long seconds. Then the whispers returned, circling them, as if dozens of eyes were just beyond the shadows. "Decide or die." The words echoed in the hall long after the voice vanished. Only one may leave. Only one. Emma, Sophie, and Liam clutched each other, backs pressed against the warped, cold wall. Every corner seemed to breathe. Every shadow moved, crawling along the floor. The mansion wasn't just a place, it was a predator. A sudden screech ripped through the air. From above, a chandelier fell, smashing the floor inches from Liam's feet. Dust and splinters filled the air, and a shadow darted past, flickering like liquid smoke. Sophie screamed, "We have to move." They ran down the hallway. Each step was a trap. The walls shifted slightly, closing in, narrowing the corridors. Liam turned a corner and froze. There she was, a woman, pale, hair hanging in wet strands, eyes black and hollow. She laughed, high-pitched and cruel. Emma tried to drag Liam back, but his legs were already frozen with terror. The woman's laugh grew louder. Then came children's cries, from every direction at once. Small, desperate, crying for help. The sound made their ears bleed, hearts pounding like hammers. Emma pulled Liam and Sophie toward a doorway, but the door slammed shut before they could enter. The walls vibrated with low, wet gurgles, as if something was trapped beneath the floor, trying to tear its way up. Suddenly, a shadow shot out of the corner, hitting Liam with the force of a train. He screamed, falling backward. His limbs twisted in ways no human body should bend. Emma and Sophie screamed, but couldn't reach him. He was gone, pulled into the floorboards with a sickening rip and a wet, choking gurgle. Sophie vomited, clutching Emma's arm. It's eating him. The mansion seemed to pulse with hunger. The faint sound of bell-like tones, like hollow cowbells, rang from the ceilings. The shadows in the walls shifted, forming faces, screaming, crying, laughing, all at once. Emma felt the cold brush of invisible fingers on her neck. A whisper, "Next." They sprinted, feet slapping against the warped floorboards. The mansion twisted and stretched, the corridors turning impossibly long. They entered a room, gasping. Inside, they saw something impossible, walls dripping with black liquid, forming faces that screamed silently. The floor trembled. The child's cries were deafening. The female laugh circled them again, closer, and a shadow detached from the far corner, moving impossibly fast towards Sophie. Emma tried to push her back. Run! The shadow struck Sophie like a whip. Her body contorted, arms bending backward, eyes bulging as a silent scream tore her throat. Emma grabbed her hand, but the shadow twisted, dragging Sophie into the floor like quicksand. One moment she was there, then nothing. Only the wet sound of her screaming lingered in the air. Emma's heartbeat hammered in her ears. She stumbled backward, alone now. The mansion whispered her name. Emma? Suddenly, a door creaked open. From inside, a malevolent voice echoed. Two remain, only one may leave. Decide. Emma froze. The mansion had spoken again. Its rules were clear. Survival was no longer about escaping. It was about betrayal, pain, and the ultimate horror. Outside the room, the shadows moved, stretching like liquid tendrils, brushing against her legs, teasing, pulling, whispering. Every moment alone made the air thicker, colder, heavier. Her chest heaved as she realized the truth. There was no outside, no help, no escape. The mansion didn't just want them gone. It wanted them to suffer, to betray, to kill, to die in unimaginable ways. A low, sinister laugh rolled through the walls. Emma whispered, barely able to speak. I can't. The mansion's heartbeat grew louder, synchronized with hers. The whispers became voices, counting down, 1 to 1. And then the shadows surged, closing in from all sides. Emma's legs shook as she stumbled through the dark hallway, heart hammering in her chest like a drum of doom. Liam followed, pale, eyes wide, sweat glistening on his forehead. The mansion had already claimed 4 of their friends, Ryan, Mia, Sophie, and Jake, and now the building itself seemed to taste their fear. The air was thick, suffocating, each breath tasting like decay. From somewhere above, the female laugh returned, higher, crueler, sharper. The child's cries echoed from multiple corners, overlapping, drowning out reason. Emma, we need to keep moving, Liam said, voice trembling. But his courage was fading fast. They reached a massive hall, the ceiling so high it vanished into darkness. In the center stood the grand staircase, twisted and warped, its steps blackened as if burned centuries ago. A cold wind blew from the top, carrying the unmistakable stench of rot. Suddenly, a voice came, not from above, not from the hall, but all around them. Slow, deep, omnipresent. Only one may leave. Only one will survive. Emma froze. The mansion was speaking directly to them. Its voice dripped with malice, echoing inside their skulls. What does that mean? Emma whispered, shaking. It means we can't both leave alive, Liam said, his face pale. It wants one of us to kill or betray the other. A sudden crash split the silence. Shadows twisted around the walls, rising like dark smoke. From one corner, Liam saw a figure, one of their dead friends, smeared in black liquid, dragging themselves along the floor, face distorted in silent agony. Emma gasped. The figure lunged, then vanished into the darkness before reaching them. The mansion pulsed like a heartbeat, slow and heavy. Every wall seemed alive, walls stretching, twisting, corridors lengthening impossibly. The whispers became commands. Choose, survive, betray. Emma and Liam clung to each other, knowing the game had begun. Every instinct screamed to run, but the mansion was infinite, inescapable. From somewhere deep in the hall, a metallic clang echoed, the sound of a door locking. The final rule was clear. The mansion itself would decide who lived, but only if one betrayed the other. Liam's eyes darted toward Emma. We can't both. Emma shook her head. No, we have to. A sudden wind burst from the windows, carrying screams and whispers. Shadows leapt from the walls, wrapping around them, brushing like icy fingers. Liam felt the mansion's cold pull on his chest, on his mind, whispering, twisting his thoughts. The ground trembled. A wall cracked open. From it spilled a shadow, moving impossibly fast, wet and black like oil. It circled them, hissing, decide or die. Liam's eyes widened. Without warning, he shoved Emma backward, toward the only door that seemed to lead outside. I'm sorry, he screamed. Emma stumbled, shocked, arms flailing. Liam lunged past, slamming the door open and disappearing into the night. Emma fell, screaming, but the mansion wasn't finished. The shadows inside reached toward the door Liam had escaped through, brushing his back as he ran. Every step he took was haunted by the mansion's whispers. You chose one. In the hallway, Emma crawled backward, clutching her head. The mansion pulsed, breathed, laughed, and whispered simultaneously. She was alone, alive, but the mansion had claimed the ultimate prize, betrayal. From deep inside, the mansion whispered one last message. Only one survives, and even he will never be free. The air grew colder, the walls closing in. The shadows danced around her, alive, hungry, and relentless. Every heartbeat, every breath, every whisper reminded her that the mansion had won, and survival came at a price no human should ever pay. Liam ran through the dark forest, the mansion's twisted silhouette shrinking behind him. He thought he was free. The night was silent, the wind rustling the dead leaves like whispering fingers. His chest burned, lungs heaving with each desperate step. He was alive, he thought, but the mansion had not let go. Not truly. A faint whisper rode the wind. You left, you betrayed, one remains. Liam froze. The voice wasn't distant. It was inside his skull, curling around his mind, twisting his thoughts. He stumbled, heart pounding, as shadows flickered in the trees. Shapes, twisting, stretching, eyes glowing like coals in the darkness. A cold, wet hand grabbed his shoulder. No one was there. He spun around, breathing hard. Nothing, just the forest. Then the ground beneath him shuddered. The trees groaned and twisted, roots snaking toward him like living tentacles. Every branch seemed to stretch and claw at his skin. He tried to run, but the forest became impossible to navigate, the path shifting, lengthening, swallowing him in darkness. A soft, familiar laugh echoed behind him. High-pitched, cruel. Female. The mansion's laughter. Then children's cries, dozens of them, screaming in pain, rising from the forest floor. Liam screamed, dropping to his knees. Suddenly, the voice spoke clearly. Only one may survive, but even he cannot escape. He spun, trying to see the source. A black mist rose from the earth, forming shapes. His friends, twisted, their faces hollow, mouths moving silently. Ryan, Mia, Sophie, Jake, Emma, pale, dead, staring at him with hollow, accusing eyes. Liam tried to scream, but the sound caught in his throat. The shadows lunged, brushing against him like icy knives. He felt pain, not physical, but inside, gnawing, clawing, like every betrayal he had ever made was being ripped open. He stumbled toward what he thought was the road, the faint glimmer of moonlight ahead. Then the shadows merged, forming the mansion itself, towering, breathing, eyes glowing in every window, doors writhing like mouths. From the topmost window, the female laugh sliced through the night. You thought escape was yours? Liam screamed and ran, but the forest warped around him. Roots grabbed his legs, branches tore at his arms, shadows pierced his skin, whispering horrors. You left her. You betrayed. One remains. Then a hand, cold, wet, stronger than steel, grabbed his ankle. He fell face first into the dirt. Darkness pulled him in, thick and suffocating. His flashlight clattered and went out. He tried to rise, but the ground swallowed him, dragging him into blackness. From the darkness, voices screamed, twisted, overlapped. His friends, the mansion, whispers, cries. Pain tore through him, inside and out, impossible to endure. Finally, silence. But then, a single word echoed in his mind, clear, slow, and deliberate. Survivor. Liam opened his eyes, or thought he did. He was outside the forest, standing on the road. The night was calm. Moonlight shone, wind was soft. He was alive. Relief surged. He ran home, heart still pounding. Every instinct told him the nightmare was over. He reached his bed that night. The house was silent. He lay down, exhausted. Then he heard it. A whisper, soft, clear, right beside his ear. You left her, but she is coming. Liam's blood ran cold. He bolted upright. The room was empty, but the shadows in the corners moved. The mansion's walls appeared behind his bedroom walls. He tried to scream, but his voice failed. From somewhere deep inside the darkness, a familiar laugh echoed. Emma's voice, twisted, hollow, cruel. You can never leave. Betrayal is eternal. The lights flickered. A shadow slid across the ceiling, coiling around his bed. His skin crawled. His heart thundered. Every second was a new horror. Eyes staring at him from nowhere. Whispers of pain and betrayal. The mansion alive in every corner of his mind. He realized, too late, he had survived the mansion, but the mansion had survived him. It was not over. It would never end. The final twist hit him like ice. The mansion wasn't just a place. It was him now, his mind, his soul, and one by one, the shadows of his friends would return inside him forever. Liam's scream shattered the night, but no one heard it, because the mansion always claims the survivor completely. If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon for more terrifying stories.